Hi everyone, this is Jody from Northern Country Creations, and I have my completed Prayers for a Small Child illustrated by Eloise Wilkens, and it is a knee-high book, and it's hardcover and a hard spine. And this was absolutely a labor of love, and I am so extremely pleased with how it turned out, and I'm actually very sad that I'm going to be selling it, but yeah, let's get through the flip through. Now, my flip through, I also explain tips and tricks and things that I've used when I go through my flip throughs. So if you like to fast forward through it, you might be missing some of the tips and tricks or whatever that I've used or explanations. So anyways, let's get started. So this started out as a knee-high book. I just wanted to grab the other copy. So this is what it started out as. I have two of these. So I just started out as a regular children's book, and it's turned into this. It measures 11 1/4 by 6 1/4. And I believe I have a let's see here, it's a 3-inch spine, and I wanted to show you the dangles, so it's better if I take it off. So I have it tied here. Let me explain it this way too. I just have it tied here with just a little bow, and I got this at Hobby Lobby on clearance, this little yarn. And then I will show you the tassel here in a moment. So let me untie this. It's just tied on like that. And I want to share with you, I put an eyelet here at the top. I put an eyelet here, but when you use a lobster claw or something to that effect, or a clip ring to put it on the journal, it sticks out and then it kind of gets wonky sometimes. So I actually found these, I really don't know what you call them. They're a lobster claw with, here, I'll show you. They're these here. So let me show you one. So it's kind of like a keychain type thing, but it's on a cord, and then it has a lobster claw with a swivel on it. And I thought these would be much more manageable to go on the side of the journal and hang off it. So that's what I used, and it is very easy to just unclip. And actually I have more of the multiple things hooked onto mine, but let's unhook it here because I have two parts. So let me take this apart and I will show you. So this is kind of this is a separate thing, and then this was separate here, and then this is what is on what is left. Let me zoom down here just a second so you can see. Sorry. There we go. Okay, focus. Okay, so this is a little glass bottle charm. I got these on either Temu or AliExpress, and they are so cute. They're filled with like that, it doesn't move, you know, so it's like a solid filled glass bottle. Then there are just some little beads here that I made with a strawberry and then some other little ones, and I put it on a colored jump ring. And so this part here, I hook that onto there. So this is the part of the tag here, or not the tag, but and it's just folded on, so you can remove it, no problem. Then what I did is I took one of my bulb pin scrappy tags that I made with a matching game and some fabric and this is like a piece of a tablecloth, and then this is a little lace flower I cut out, and it's on a bulb pin. So I put this on here as my tassel because you can take this off and use all of these items to decorate the journal. So that is just attached on here. So like I said, you can very well take these off and use these in the journal. So there's multiple purposes to my tassel. Okay, and then this here, this one I made in a video on how to use upholstery fabric. So like this is a piece of upholstery fabric, and I cut it out and I put it in this bottle cap and put it on and made it into a charm. So there's that one. This charm here is actually a keychain. Oops. So this is a keychain, and this comes apart, and you can put a piece of paper in there, or scrapbook paper, or picture, or whatever. And I thrifted these a long time ago, and so what I did is I put a piece of vintage advertising, and this happens to be like a crochet ad, and it has two sides to it. So this is Titch and Tough. And then I just adorned it with a vintage button with some colored jump rings. So you could very well take this keychain off and use it as a keychain if you'd like. And then this piece here is some blue glass beads. This is part of a necklace, and it's very heavy, and I just thought it was beautiful. It matched the blue in the front of the book. And then this is also part of that necklace here. This moves up and down, and then I put a little purple bead on the bottom. So this is all connected here and attached to the actual tie. And it just falls down like that, and then this I tied back on. So, all right. Then the back of the journal, let me zoom back out. So the back of the journal, to cover up this advertising, I actually made some big fabric pockets. So here we have a fabric pocket, and you know what? I think I'll go do this at the very end, because this kind of relates to the last pages of the journal itself. So let's take a look. Let's flip through the journal now. Let me still zoom out a little bit more so you can see here. Sorry for the camera wobbling here. Okay, because this is such a tall journal. So my tie closure, excuse me, the tie closure, I did not want something to go around the journal for a couple reasons. One is that when you have something tight going around the journal, you are crushing the items that are sticking out from the journal. So I did not want to do that because I have some very vintage and delicate things. So I decided to use the concept of the shopping bag, where I got these tie handles. So these are actually the handles from the shopping bag, which I showed in part of the process video. And I use the same concept because these are, let me show you here. I can get it back out. So this is what was in the shopping bag. It has a piece of plastic here, and then it stays in. So that's what I did. And of course, if you don't want these on there, you can take them off and you'll still have these pretty eyelets that you can use, but it just stays in there like that. So by taking 2 of them and tying them together to make the bow, it doesn't lean against and crush all of the tabs and beautiful things that I have hanging over. So that's my 2 reasons for doing this type of a closure. And like I said, you can take these right off and not use it at all. All right, so on the spine, this is a fabric trim that I thrifted, and I think it was in my video when I thrifted it. I knew the colors would be beautiful with this cover, so that's how I came up with that. All right, so let's go inside and take a look. So the end papers here in the journal, or in the book itself, were already beautiful, beautiful pictures and illustrations, so I wanted to keep that. So I basically just took some scrap pieces of fabric and covered up, I'll show you here, I covered up kind of the writing that was here. And this is a 1984 copyright book. So on page 1, let me get this out of the way here. So on page 1, I basically used, this is a rice bag. It's a fabric bag that came over a bag of rice. And it's just a really neat piece of fabric. So I sewed that on, and then it already had its eyelet because it was like a drawstring bag. So I added this little piece of ribbon here, and then I tied on just these couple little pearl beads and a purple bead on the side. I also made a loop here so that you could put in your pen or favorite writing item that you like, and then it will go in there like that. So I left that empty. And then there is the library card with a pocket that I made. This here is fabric adhesive shelf liner. It's vintage, and I thrifted it a while back. And it's kind of like a contact paper, but it's fabric. And it just has a beautiful, I don't know if you can hear it, but it has a very neat texture to it. So I lined it on the back of this, you know, scrapbook paper because it was white. And then down here is this little tiny kitten meowing with his dish. Okay, here, this is a children's book page, and I just love it because it's like she's looking at the little kitten, and it's just adorable. In this book page, it has poems and little stories, and I love it how the writing is, you know, like on part of half of the page where I could fold it. So basically you can still read all of this poem here. All right, and then this is the first page of the actual book. All the book pages are here and in order. And I left this. It says, God bless you, Lane, on your 5th birthday from Uncle Don and Aunt Jane. I just thought that was so cute, and I left that there. Down here I put a little pocket that is just part of a children's book page. And I tucked in 2 little adornments here. This is the original book page. This is a book page out of a floral book, an older floral book. And then on the other side was just the book page writing. So I put on this folded pocket. And so there's a multiple pockets here. Here's just a little folded little book page with a Norman Rockwell playing card in this one. There is a pocket. There is a pocket back here on top. Monopoly money here. And then in here is a little side pocket with a little secret kind of a journaling spot there. And that just tucks into the slot. And that just goes right in there. Okay, on this page, this is wallpaper from my wallpaper books. And then this is, believe it or not, has little sequins and kind of crocheted. This is actually from a shirt that I used to have. And I really thought the things on here were really cute. And so I made it into a belly band and I sewed it onto the wallpaper page. And then this is a little booklet that I made with all kinds of monthly papers. It's like all these tablets that I got. I think these are current, if I remember right. Oh no, Susan Branch, sorry. Well, it's by Susan Branch, the illustrations. So there is all this little paper that you can journal on, and there's a little window in the back if you wanted to stick something in the window. And so that just slides in there like that. And then on the back of the wallpaper, I put this vintage coloring book page, which I just absolutely love this. And I love the feel of it because the coloring book page is kind of like a really old paper. So then here I took this really old piece of velvet ribbon and I put it across the top here and made it into a little tuck spot with a couple little things. This is from a game board or game piece pad of paper. So I just kind of tenderly stuck that in there. This is a spiral bound book. It's a vintage book about flowers and it has little sayings and it's just adorable and they're very beautiful. You can do many things with this. You can weave ribbon and fabric through there, do lots of different things. So there's that one. This page is like a scrapbook paper, and then I took a piece of vintage sheet and did some sewing here and made a big tab. Now this here, how adorable this is, and I'm sorry I do not have it in front of me. Let me grab it. This paper is so wonderful to cover up like a back of a white scrapbook paper. And so it's from these. It's these hot iron transfers, and they're huge sheets, 18 by 24 sheet designs of all different kinds of things. I thrifted these long time ago. I really don't know how old these are, or the specific one, but this is just the one that I grabbed off the shelf to show you as a reference. But this has been glued onto this page, and it's just beautiful. I just love it. You could actually color it if you wanted to, for and show your own art. But it's just beautiful. Here's a piece of ledger. Here is another piece of a book page that has poems, and again, I chose pages that give the most benefit. And like this, again, the page is folded in half, and so you can see the whole poem on these pages, so you're not missing anything. So I just love that. Okay, then here's a book page from the book. This one here, the child is eating, so I did throw in a couple of vintage cookbook pages that went along with this book page. And again, this is from a Oh, is it from Ideals? I think this is from an Ideals. And what I liked about it is that it had these, you know, it's a vintage photo, you know, well, it is a vintage book page, but what I like about it is that you can still see this entire caption down here again, utilizing the book pages, folding them in half and not cutting off half of a story or half of a, you know, as I said here. So here's this cake and it tells you, you know, how to make the cake. I did put on some of this vintage striped red kind of, I don't know, not sure what you call this type of fabric, but I put that on there to go along with it. And again, here you have all full recipes that you can see on this half folded page. Then on this page, I took a whole bunch of recipe cards since we're talking about, you know, a child eating and food. And I took all these and I kind of just made flip outs here of all these recipe cards that you can definitely journal on the front of these and of course all on the back. And then on the back page, I took this old vintage switching record for railroads and kind of made a tablet. Here's some score pads. There's several sheets here of that. Here's some more line monthly paper. And this one has food on it. Then here's a bird. And then here's some more paper. So there's a big array of papers that you can write on underneath here. And then I wove through here just some cut piece of scrap fabric that I had and wove it through there. And so this is actually pretty thick paper. This is a piece of paper from, I think, a sketch pad. It's very thick, so you could probably paint on this. This is a piece of paper from a journal. It's a journal book, and it has all kinds of designs that you can write in a circle, you know, so you can write in a circle, which is, I think, really cool. Okay, then this page here this is a wallpaper border that I made into a pocket. And then this is one of those dial, it's kind of like, it has a whole bunch of them, and it had a brad down here where you could spin it, and there was a whole bunch of them. So I just took this, I left it as is so you could read about this beautiful flower. But on the back, I took some skinny score pads that I have. They're really skinny. Actually, let me show you, because I didn't know if you have seen these before. Maybe you have. Oh, let me grab it. Let me see here. Sorry for not having that ready. Whoops. Okay, what did I do with them? Oh, here it is. Geez, right in front of my face. So here they are. It's a vintage. It's actually right here in Minneapolis. It's a score pad that's really skinny, and it's really cool. So they fit on here very well, and then I soften the corners. And so it's a little pad of paper on the back, and that tucks in there. I also forgot to say that I softened all of, whoops, not sure what happened, I'm out of focus. Okay. There we go. So, back to what I was saying is I softened all of the pages in this journal. So everything has soft, rounded corners, just so that you know. Okay. And then on this page is some vintage wrapping paper that has been glued on. It's kind of crinkly a little bit, and it's just beautiful. So then I tied this page in with this old reader page, and it's got the actual vintage maze. I gotta zoom out a little bit more because you're not quite seeing the very bottom of the book. Okay, there we go. So there's actually some old real Scotch tape down here. And then this tape here I thought was just absolutely beautiful. It is, it's actually, hold on, let me see if I have it here real handy. Yeah, it's actually, whoops, it's actually package tape. And it has this beautiful floral, and I just love it. It's just great. I don't know how to it's just, I love it. And so I taped these pages together because I loved the colors of this spread here. And then this page here is a vintage, here's the middle of the spread. Here is the flower, and I just love that. This is a vintage book page also. Oops, sorry, turned it a little bit. And then here's the other page. And then on this side, I kind of created this little interactive spot here. This is a vocabulary card, and then this is a paint chip card, and it spins, but it's holding this. And so this is one of those, you know, packaging from the trim. So hold on. I'm going to have to zoom out even farther. There we go. I just want to make sure I'm all in frame here. My little pad is kind of getting off. There we go. So this here opens out and flips out even farther, and then opens out into a score pad that you can journal on. So it's kind of like a little hidden spot here. And then you turn that, and then it holds that on the page. Okay, now on this side, again, this is a piece of wallpaper border that I made into a pocket. And then here I put in this inspirational page. And then here, this spins over, and then this flower opens out into a little tablet with a writing spot, a hidden writing spot here on this tea-dyed paper. And then this folds over and holds it. All right. Then here's the other side of the journaling page. This side here, I put on all of these little, I just kind of made a little waterfall of some of these sticky notes that came with the Susan Branch pages. And then on the bottom here, this one is kind of a vintage shopping list, which I just tucked up underneath there. And then here's a little honey pot down here. Here's the other side of the recipe book page. I just love this. I love it, love it, love it. A little bit of kind of fancy stitching here. Here's the other side of those transfers. And then on this page here, this is part of the wallpaper. I did this in a video, and I put in the background the adult coloring book, and it says greet each day with a hopeful heart. So I just love that. I love using those. And then here's another inspirational paper with some lace at the top, and that's tucked in. I believe I left this open. Yes, so this is another tuck spot here. And then here is some vintage fabric that has the little knobbies on it, like from a bedspread. And then on this side, I used a big piece of lace here to make a pocket from this wallpaper. I put in this piece of paper here, and then this is a image from a needlepoint book that I just put on some plain paper on the back so you can journal on it. Here's the other side of the floral book. And then on this page I took a vintage paper sack and I made a pocket here. So this has just, whoop, my camera ran out time-wise. So here is a book page that I made, or I mean a tag that I made with some children's book page, so that tucks back there in that pocket. And then I don't know if the camera was out or not, but this was a book page that I just made into a little tag that tucks in there. Okay, so this is a book page from the original book, and I love this. And then here is a book page that I made folding paper, and here's a little frog. So he pulls out here and then opens up into this Sudoku that you can journal these little messages inside these little boxes, and that folds back up and goes into this little pocket here. And this is a vintage book page. It's actually an encyclopedia page, and then it flips back. You can make more pockets here if you'd like. And again, this is that fabric shelf paper. Okay, so that was the first signature. Second signature is, this is from Richard Scarry, book. I made a pocket out of it, and here is a maze. Have an amazing summer. So that's tucked in there. This is a vintage playing card that, where's my little tag that I had? Here we go. That you can tuck underneath here as well. And then on this side is another vintage playing card. And then this is some baking paper. So you can make something here if you want. I just tuck that under there. This is a book page from the book. And then this is a book page from a vintage children's book. It's got deer on it. And it kind of went along so well with the original book page that for this spread was like, oh, I love it. So I folded it over. And then this is the back. So you can still read that part of the story if you wanted to. This is another wallpaper border that I made into a pocket and put a score pad in here. Here is a vintage, what do you call these? The, where you put the slot in, and I can't even think of what they're called now. But this is Pikes Peak Viewmaster. And I made it into, so it's like a tab on the end of the page. And I stuck a card and a pink while you're out sheet. And then this here is from a box of candy, and it's white, and I just thought this whole spread was really cute, bright white. And this page here is a book page of mushrooms and flowers, and oh yeah, it's about painting actually. Yeah, it's a painting book page, and it shows these mushrooms, and on this side it shows the painting of the flowers. And then this here is another book page. This folds out. This is a piece of stationery paper that was thrifted. Everything in here is thrifted. It is not, there is no digitals, no printed items in here. So this folds back down. Just lovely poems here. Again, this folds out. I just edged it with my markers, my pigment markers. So I tuck that in there. This is, what is it called? It's an activity log that I thrifted at the thrift store, and I just love the yellow paper. So I always stick it in my journals. This is part of the book page, and we have this winter scene now. So on the winter scene, for here, I found this book page that had winter snow prints going through, and I took this little glistening eyelash trim, and I just thought it just reminded me of sparkling snow. So I stuck that through there and left the back blank. I tucked in this inspirational page from this little inspirational book, and has beautiful poems in it and winter scene. And then this is a playing card from a horse game, and so I sewed that on there and made it into a tuck spot, so it kind of tucks in there, and I tuck that in there. This is I believe it's the music writing paper, you know, for creating music. So you could sew this down or glue it down, make it a pocket, or just huge journaling space. Now this here is wallpaper, and then this is a piece of is it a doily or tablecloth? But I cut it out and sewed it onto the page, and then I just tucked in a couple pieces of this really beautiful floral pad of paper, and I tucked it in there. Here's a piece of fabric trim on the side here. And then this one here, I think I showed in a video, because the back of the wallpaper, you know, has just like writing and stuff on it. So I took this book page from Peter Rabbit's Giant Storybook, and I took that piece out and put it in the back here. Just thought it was beautiful. Here's a couple pieces of Bright Ideas writing paper that I stuck in there. And then here I folded over that fabric and made it just a little tiny pocket here. This is a book page from a vintage birds book, kind of a field guide thing. And then this one here, if you can hear it, it's kind of crinkly. This is, let me actually show you what it is. I thrifted this big roll of vellum. It's Magic Fit Enterprises. So it is high quality tracing paper, ideal for Magic Fit patterns, 1976. And it is just beautiful paper. I absolutely love it. So I'm hoarding it, but I lined it on this white back of this white scrapbook paper, so it has some design now and you can write on it. It's just really pretty. And then I adorned it with some ruffle trim. Okay, on this side, what I did is I glued and but I took 2 leaf images from a storybook, and then I glued it onto like cardstock to make these heavy. And then I just kind of used it as kind of like what you would use for picture corners. And then I put on this card which holds it in there. And so this is done with the strips of leftover paper, and I put it onto this calendar page. It's actually a calendar page, a big huge craft type paper calendar page, and the side of it has room for notes, and then the rest of the calendar is, you know, your dates. But it makes a very good spot for writing on, and so I left this one blank. You can create your own really neat tag with it, so that just tucks in there. And these are just, you know, glued on here and here to hold it in. This here is a book page of a grandma hugging their child. It's just adorable. And I put the grandmother word here and just made it a big tuck spot. And here is a couple vintage pages of an old address book, and it's just tucked in there. And then on this side, this is scrapbook paper that I made some fancy cuts, you know, with a border cutter. And then here's just a piece of paper that's thrifted from a pad of paper. It's just really cute, so I stuck that in there. Here is, I have to keep watching my time, here is the other side of the wallpaper, and I cut this with my rotary cutter and made it a flap here. And then this is the book page from the bird book. And then I made this into a slide-in pocket. And then this is, again, the page from the Peter Rabbit's Giant book, because it's wallpaper. And then here is a kind of an end paper of another little book that I have. And it was just really cute with this, and you can journal all over this or do whatever with it. And I stuck that there. But then in here is a pocket, and I stuck a piece of this vintage church cookbook page, which just has beautiful, bright and typed pages, and I stuck that in there and folded it shut. So that is that. Then on this page is my fabric flip that I made in one of my videos, and it's just all layered here with different types of fabric and lace and whatnot. And then it opens, if you can see it, it opens up here, and there's a card that you can journal on, and then back here is a pocket with a card that you can journal, and then you flip it back and there's some more journaling space here. So that is on there. And here's some more of the music paper. Here's the other side of the snow scene of the original book page. And the Lord protects those who live in trust. This is the rabbit tracks is what this book page was. And then I just want to make sure I'm still in frame here. So then now we're on this book page that has kind of the summer, you know, where she's sitting on the porch. So here's some nice yellow paper on the other side and a sunflower. And then this here, this flips out. So this is actually what's called a Wally. Let me grab that. Let me see if I have the packaging still. I do. Yes, I do. So these are called Wallies. If you ever run into these at, you know, a thrift store or garage sale, pick them up. They are little wallpaper cutouts, and, you know, they have adhesive on the back, you know, because you're supposed to wet it, you know, like you do wallpaper, and stick it on your wall. But these have 3 different types of little chenille little bears. They are so adorable. And so I kept the packaging just so I could store them easy. I have a couple different ones. There's 3 different ones here. So see, you just wet it with a sponge and you would stick it on your wall. But these make great adornments, ephemera for your journals. So what I did is I took this. This is actually a this is actually a very old envelope, and I put in one of my napkin covered in Rolodex cards and put it in there, but I put him on top of it, and so his little arm, see, it folds over like that when you open it up. Just adorable. So anyways, you can open up the whole thing. Here's a bunch of book page that you can do whatever with. So that's what a Wally is. And so I had this page tucked in there. This is the other side of that page. You can do whatever you want with that. There's that candy box. And then here is the other side. I think, did I do it all the way around? I can't remember if I did. Did I do it all the way around? Yes, I did. Yeah, I took the wallpaper and went all the way around this one. And then this is a piece of wood chip, like from the Dollar Tree, that I glued onto the side of the page as, you know, like a tab. So that's glued on there. And then there's another type of a vintage address book page that's tucked into there. And then on this side is the other of the deer, because it goes with the original book page. I just love that. I absolutely love that. So cute. And then the other side of the book page, it's turning into a summer now. And here's the other piece of the baking sheet. Scrapbook paper with lined with some really nice crocheted vintage trim. And then here's the other side of the Richard Scarry book. And then I made just a little tablet, a couple sheets. This is just a offcut from some scrapbook paper, which just kind of gave it a header there. All right, on the last signature, this is one of those hidden paper clips that I made with a little bird, and so it just goes on the page like that. But what it is it's holding this vintage, kind of not a postolette, but it's a little note card. And it's got deer and rabbit and a squirrel on it, and it folds out so you can journal here, and then the whole thing opens up so you can journal on this whole thing if you would like. Now, I think, did I make this a pocket? Yes, so I made this a pocket as well. Okay, and so then I just put this paper clip over it to hold this shut. So then here is, this is a book page from a how to paint book. And then this is a thrifted envelope. And what I did is I put on a another type of game piece card, and this is a gazebo. And I did that because kind of in the picture, it's maybe like a gazebo would be here, over here, you know. And then on this side is a playing card with a little kitten. And then in here is some St. Jude thrifted pages of paper. They have such beautiful pictures on their pads of paper, and you can always put a sticker over that if you want. So that's just tucked in there. And then I believe, did I make a pocket? I did. This is also a pocket right here. Because I didn't put anything in there, did I? No, I didn't. But there is a little hidden pocket here on the edge of this card, so you could stick something in there. So this is the other side of the book page. Floral book page. Again, this is blank. You can do whatever, put pictures or whatever on here. Now this page, I tucked in a vintage greeting card. This is a Mother Goose game for your birthday, and it spins. It's just adorable. And it flips up, and it's just such a cute, cute card. And so I stuck that in there with the paper clip, if I can get it back on there. There we go. And a little velvet and scrap tab. And then on this side of the paper clip is a little paper sack, and then in there is some more paper goodies. This is a book page from, I think it's a Mother Goose book, yes. And I just loved the image here, and I loved this one. No, here's another one of these book pages. It's on a ring binder. I just love these, and they're such they're like a real photo, but they're so muted that they look really pretty, and I love the sayings. And then here, this is one of those game pieces. It's a matching set from the, what is it called? The macaroons. It's all different kinds of macaroons, and it just makes a beautiful page tab, and then also you can tuck something there. Okay. This is from my craft paper roll, snippet roll, and so I just took my sewing machine and I made a huge big old roll of just ribbons and scrap paper, and like this is a vintage ribbon, and then this is a old ribbon, and then this is paper here, and put it on. And so I made a a tuck spot here, and this is paper that has little tiny feet for the lines of the paper, and it's $19.95. So I thrifted that. I stuck that in there. Oh my gosh, this is so great. This here is a placemat. Let me grab that too so I can show you. I thrifted these a while ago and I've been kind of hoarding them. These are placemats. I got this for 50 cents. This whole package. And they are kind of like napkin, but they're like double thickness. They're made in Germany. A variety of themes offer decorations of festive and holiday occasions to beautify your home. But I'll take one out so that you can see what it actually is. Oh, that's the front one. I don't want the front one out because it'll be too hard to get back in. They are actually like a giant this is what it is. It's a whole giant napkin. It's a placemat, like giant napkin. And it has, I don't know, probably 4 or 5, I don't know, different ply to it. But that's what these are. And I love it. So I decided to take my rotary cutter and make a curved edge. I took my sewing machine and I folded it up onto wallpaper. So it's this napkin placemat sewed onto wallpaper to make it sturdy, obviously, because otherwise the page would just rip probably from the napkin. But it is glued onto the wallpaper and folded up to make this pocket. Oh my god, I just love it. It was such a great idea. And then I took this adult coloring book page. Or is it one page? Yeah, it is one page. And I just put some washi on here to decorate it so it's you can color it or do whatever. So that's tucked in there. This is a vintage book page from a spiral bound book on roses. So that's here. This is the shopping bag that this tie closure came on. And then I put a piece of crocheted fabric there. This is a book page from, I think it's the Peter Rabbit storybook. And what I did is I put it on here so it would flip out. And you can definitely cover this up, but I thought it was cute with this kitten here. But you could cover this up, put a picture there. Excuse me. And I took an offcut and made a tuck spot here with a recipe card that you can journal on. And this is a tablet page here that you can journal on. All right, and then this here is actually wrapping paper. And it is used wrapping paper, and you can actually see a piece of tape here that was like they left the tape on it when they folded it up. I got this thrifted from one of my senior ladies, elderly ladies that's cleaning out her house, and she always gives me stuff, and she keeps like everything. And so I graciously put this in this journal. And so it is adhered onto the scrapbook paper. Then here's another die cut page with another piece of paper that I thrifted. Here is some music paper from an older music book page. And then this here, I made a little booklet. Now this is interactive. It folds up, this little dog bone, and this little dog folds down so that you can see this little old Mother Hubbard saying. And then this little puppy here comes out, and it is a tablet of little tablet paper with dotted lines that you can write a secret message on, and it tucks back in there. Isn't that adorable? And then this is a envelope that has, I recycled it and just kind of made a little window with some beautiful paper in the back. And this is one of those floral cards that you would put on like a bouquet of flowers that you order. Whoops, upside down. And I rounded the corners, so it's just, like I said, I softened most of the pages in here. And so this is just tucked in there, and this folds down actually, and you can journal on the back of this. And you can also use it as a tuck spot. All right. Now, these pages here are beautiful wallpaper border that is scalloped, and it's over this entire 11, I think it's 11 by 14 colored paper. It's the legal size. And I thrifted that, a whole pack of it, and I just love this pink paper. So I took this big, large wallpaper border and put it all along this whole page, sewed around all the way, and then made these into big, beautiful pockets. So in these pockets are some more like adult coloring book pages here. This page here, I love this book page. I love this book page with the yellow and the cat with the fly, and then you can read the story. I love these types of books that you can read. And then this here, so this is the spread, and then here's the cat again. It's just so cute. And then here's another page, and then this one has a huge book page of Richard Scarry. Oh, look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? So you can do whatever with it. But anyways, this is tucked into this big pocket. Oops. And then you fold it over, and you have another pocket. And this one here is another book page from a vintage book. This is a Hansel and Gretel storybook page. And I just did a little tab here. And so this book page tucks into this one. And then this folds out. And this folds back. So you have a huge area here of some plain area. This here is a really old vintage greeting card. And it's so tiny, but it's happy birthday. With a piece of paper, it says happy birthday sticking into a piggy bank. And then you open it up. It's 1960 from Vern and Ardella. And may they increase every year. So it's really cute. And then it folds down, and you can journal on this whole spot here. It's just an adorable greeting card. And then this is a piece of music paper that I have folded in there. Then on this page here, this is a, gotta watch my time. This is a actual kind of thick, what do you call those again? Like a book board, like a, I don't know, adornments. And I put it on this brad so that it could swing over. Now this is a book page of a swing. And then I took this little girl cutout, and I found this cutout where it looks like she's sitting on the swing. And then you open her up, and whoops, she's stuck on there a little bit. Ah, oh no. Got some glue stuck on there. Okay, there we go. And then you open it up. Oh no, I have to repair that. But anyways, you open it up, and here is a piece of paper that you can journal on with this little hidden girl on the swing. And let me fix that like right now so I don't. There we go. Just wanted to fix that real quick. So that's a little hidden journaling spot. And then you fold it down, the flower goes over top of her to hold her down. Isn't that cute? I just love it. Chipboard, oh my god. So yeah, a piece of chipboard. So there was a whole bunch of these chipboard flowers. So anyways, so that covers her. And then on the other side is that wrapping paper. I just love this. Okay, and then on this page, I took this, this is actually packaging from stickers, and I just cut it out. I put a sticker down here, and here's some leftover trim. So I made a journaling card out of this. And this is a book page that I made a pocket into, and then folded it up and made another pocket. And then there is a pocket here on the side. And so this is a plain manila tag for this bottom pocket. All right. So here's the other side of the napkin tablecloth. Here's a vintage Yahtzee scorecard that I had for sale in my Etsy shop. I do have some more that I can list. These are kind of like an oops. I have never seen pink Yahtzee. And I've researched and researched, and you can tell it's kind of like a oops. But I had a stack of them and I was selling them, so maybe I'll put some more in my shop. So then there's the other side of that. So here is a cutout of a children's book that I put in this vocabulary word back here, and then some lace. And then underneath the lace is a little piece of cutoff from that fabric shelf liner. And, whoops. So that went on the back of this paper here. This is the other side of the Mother Goose book. And then here, I put this little paper clip here. And then this folds down. This is just kind of an image from a children's book. I cut it out and I made it into a little pocket. Not a pocket, but a place to do a tuck. But you could secretly write back here. And then here is an old 1973 Powell's Candy, kind of like a certificate. So I put that in there. And then I have this children's book page that has white images, and so I just love this bird on this pink paper. And then here's the other side of the floral book page. And then what I did here was, this is an image from Richard Scarry, and so I kind of wanted to make this kind of like coffee cup pocket. And then there's a pocket back here. This is part of a paper from Woodstock cartoon. So I put that back there. And then this is 2 pages of inspirational quotes and poems. And so I kind of made a little 2-piece tablet out of it. And so then it can stick down here. Whoops. It can stick here, so this is kind of like a belly band. I actually opened it up and then stuck it over it like that. And then this is the last page of the actual book page where she's doing her prayers at bedtime, the Lord's Prayer. This page is a back of the painting book page, which I left it blank. And then this page here, so this I have to do a video on, but I scored a big box of party invitations. And so what I did is I recycled them into these beautiful pockets. So it's perforated here, but I glued it together. So I made a pocket out of this one. So this is a book page of a poem, and then it's kind of like folded over. Yeah, it's folded over, and so this is a blank area where you can journal. So there's a pocket here, but then there's a pocket here. So this is a really old vintage book page, and I just kind of folded it over onto this cardstock, and so here's some really cool space to do journaling, and I just love this feel of this book page. It's very old. And then this tucks down here into this pocket. Then this it's an advertisement, actually. The Children's Place is a clothing place, and it has this butterfly on it here, like this. So fly into the Children's Place. It was an advertisement, and so I left this butterfly on here, and I kind of did a fancy cut off the rest of the advertising, and I glued it on the front of this. And then there is a pocket here on the side where you can tuck something else. So there's kind of like 3 functional pockets here. And then this is some vintage sheet. And then the last page I left empty, and I put on one of these Handmade with Love. Here, let me show you a closer up of it. I got these from Temu or AliExpress, but they're kind of like a cloth or leather. Here, let me grab one. It's kind of it's like a cloth leather. It says Handmade with Love. And so, and it was handmade with love for sure. And so I stuck that down here on the bottom of the page. And then this is the last page of the journal. And of course, here's your handles. And then now I can explain the back page, because the back page, like I said, goes to the last page of the book where she's telling her bedtime story. So you're at the end of the book and it's nighttime. I found this beautiful book page with this girl looking out the window at the stars. And so I thought this would make a beautiful last card for the end of the book because it's nighttime. And I folded over the page and left it torn like this. I just love that look, onto this craft paper that I have, or craft cardstock. So it's you know, thick. And so that is tucked into this lace pocket. So here's the pocket. And then there is another big pocket here. And this one is this big floral book page. It's kind of like a painting, crackle paint page that I put onto this heavy cardstock too. Oh, it looks like I need to glue the sticker. The sticker didn't stick very well, so let's glue that down. Yep, there we go. So the sticker I just made into like the tab of it. And so that is the large tag that goes into the back. And I have, with this journal, whoops, getting caught on everything here. So with this journal will be a couple other items. So I have this paperclip edging page, but if you can tell, the thickness of it is very thick because this is a handmade button that's covered with fabric. I did those watching TV, and oh my gosh, they're time consuming. And then it's got a little tiny rosette here, and this is a piece of sheet, fabric sheet. It's just sewed. There actually is a little tiny secret pocket back here that you can put a tag in. So this will come with this book. And then I took, and actually I was going to get a dangle, which I will put on here, but this is from those gummed, let me show you those, because I've always have people ask me about these. this is one of these suspension rings. They're gummed cloth suspension rings. And I've used them for tabs on a journal. And then this one, what I did is I tucked it under. I made a, this is a vintage sheet, and this is a little, it's like a sticker card. And I put this here, and I'm going to put a dangle down here. And I made it into a hidden paper clip. So that will also come with the journal. It's just these two items, because they're so thick, they make the book, you know, alligator mouth, but I am including these two with it also. And then plus you will get a whole bag full of goodies with it also. So I know this is a long video. This was probably a 30 minutes, so this was almost an hour long. So that is my prayers journal, and I am not 100% sure if I'm going to list it in my shop. Again, they take such a chunk out of it, but if you are interested in this journal and want to PayPal me, all the information will be in the description. In the it's first come first serve. If you want this journal, and you can PayPal me, I will send you an invoice, and this can be yours. Otherwise, I will wait. If it doesn't sell, or if I don't have any inquiries, then I will put it on my Etsy shop, but it will be more money to compensate for the listing fees. So if you're interested in this beautiful, I am so happy with this journal. I absolutely love it. Let me know. All right, thanks for watching and sharing, and hopefully I inspired you with some of my ideas that I do in my journals also. All right, thank you so much. Bye.